What's going on? Move the Mouse back in City Skylines, season 12, episode 15, if I remember correctly. And wow, that traffic on that road. Been ignoring that for a very long time. Is today the day? I don't know. What happened in the last episode? So I dropped this airport in, and I kind of like the flowiness of the intersection. It does get a little backed up at the actual airport itself with all these cars pouring in and out. They're not really backing up the ingress road. They're not slowing things down too much on the outbound. They are coming into the city, it looks like, or at least continuing on through that way. So I do really like this. What I did not do, though, is leave myself a lot of room for another exit over here. So we might have to bring this exit down, heighten this up quite a bit to give us room for maybe another kind of trumpet-style interchange over here that dumps into this area. Because we're definitely going to want to have another highway covering over here. Really? This is how we're going to start? This is how we're going to start things back up with both power plants on fire? Come on. This area over here really, really likes to burn. Sure does like to run. Seriously, though, it's ridiculous. How are we doing over here? So this traffic is not great coming off the highway. Right, we've got all these people pouring off over here. Because we don't really have another exit. This is the exit for our city over here. This over by the massive fire here. Let's get a good look at a fire at night. And then the only other thing we've got going on right now is this interchange that goes up to the airport. So we 100% need to think about that coming down this way to at least alleviate, hopefully, some of the traffic as far down as Franklin District might take that exit. I don't know. And then maybe we can connect that into a main avenue, which is also hooked in over here. And we got to look at some things like Old Town and some different ways to restrict traffic. But one of the things I wanted to do today was kind of maybe bite off like an individual district, fine tune it, tweak it. And I don't think we're going to start with a campus. Is just too much stuff to move around. So I thought maybe we could come in here. And let's see what my districts are like over this way. What do I have? I don't even have a district over here. So do we need cut-through traffic over this way? We've got, the ability up here for people to cut through to come up to games and stuff. But do we want that? I don't know. Let's make all this a district. Let's take a look at the traffic that's over here. We probably don't need to worry about it, but just in case. We'll zoom in and we'll tighten this up a bit. I don't think we need what do we not need over here now, right? Because this is a requirement for one of the monuments, the recycling center. So let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. These don't need to be over here right now. Which frees up actually a lot of space for something. A little commercial strip down here, maybe? I mean, we need it, right? Maybe it could even connect back up through here. Wouldn't be terrible. Let's take a look at that zone again just to make sure. I don't want anything coming off of this to be regular commercial. Smaller brush. Let me clean this up just a little bit. A little lumpy there. Make sure all those buildings are covered. We don't want this to affect the highway, but I don't think anything that we're going to push down policy-wise is capable of affecting the highway. I don't think Old Town and things like heavy traffic ban affect the highway. We need more pedestrian cut-throughs for sure. That's something that I don't have enough of in this city. So let's do this. Let's get a little bit of a commercial strip in here, just because we need it. Okay, wait. One more time, let's take a look at this. Let's clean this up. This should all be residential. It is, okay. So that's all residential. Okay, no. Let's do this. Policies, not policies. I want to go into districts and commercial. And I'm going to do organic and local produce over here. Don't mind the fire up at the top. We're ignoring fires today. It's fine. So if we do a little strip right here, let's draw it. Let's draw it in like this. And let's get kind of a strip of the local and organic produce kind of running right down there. A little farmer's market. Maybe we can get a custom building or, I don't know, a parks maintenance building or something back in there. Maybe we even have just a couple of offices right there. Let's make sure we have high-rise band here. That's under city planning. I don't think does that affect... That doesn't affect low density residential upgrade to max level, right? Shouldn't. If a bunch of people move out all of a sudden, we'll know. Let me throw it to midday. Let me pause time. What we should do now is break out the pedestrian paths and get some more of these connected. Let's get people moving around on foot, right? Because they seem to like to do that. How can we kind of shimmy this one around? Because this one's a little bit of a mess. Something like that. Just to shimmy that around a bit. Did the rock come back as a result of me moving that? I feel like that wasn't there a second ago. We're on the prowl for rocks too. We're also on the prowl for any buildings that just don't look like they fit. I think for the most part these apartment buildings or these, well, they townhouses technically, they're okay on the main streets. These are imports, assets that I've imported. But it would be kind of cool if you just had, like, you know, rows of houses where these are a little bit different. I wish these were almost a subzone type where you could have low density houses, low density apartments, or condos, or whatever, you know, the townhouses. Just a little different. Okay, where can we connect some footpaths through? And why do we not have anything right here? Did we delete something? Is this does not seem... This seems like there was something here. Oh, there had to have been a school here, which I deleted because we don't need them anymore. So let's bulldoze this. Let's move some more people in. Let's get rid of these trees. I almost never delete my schools once I put the collider in, which you should. You don't need them anymore. You've moved on. So if you really want schools, I mean, it can be an aesthetic thing, but you don't need them once you have that collider and monument in there. So we'll move a few more people in, even though we don't have the residential demand. Eventually, that will fill in. I mean, we could look at what are our parks like. We have nothing really over there. What can we get in? Is anything... Oh, just one square too wide? What if we, like, anarchy that right in there? Does it really spill into the streets? The trees do. That's a shame. Okay, let's delete that. What are we at money-wise? 1.9 million. Delete. Okay. So, dog park? We'll do a dog park there. It doesn't have much of a cascading effect, but it's enough that it gets a decent portion of this zone. We'll take it. We'll take it. Come on, pedestrian pass. Let's really get people moving around as best as possible within the zone. And then if we repeat that process for all the zones, eventually we'll be able to reduce some of this traffic, I think, that's coming through here. So we've got a pedestrian cut through here, which is almost odd because they could just take that sidewalk, but they seem to like it. Where are they crossing? Are they going all the way down here? They're not. Okay. I feel like there should be a cross right here, right? Roads. Crossings right there. Is that going to slow things down even more? People are taking it already. And that is the side that they walk in on? It is. Okay. We do need to work on this. We're going to fix this again with pedestrian paths. We're going to keep improving our, I was going to say tram lines, monorail lines. Eventually, when I get the DLC, I'll drop in some of those new assets. I'm sure somebody forgot. It's okay. It's fine. Usually I'm on console, and console is an afterthought, apparently. Okay. Pedestrian paths. Where have we dropped? We haven't dropped any. I keep talking about them. So I think it would be good to get something in the middle of this block, right? How can we do that with moving as few people out as possible? Like if we came right, it's gonna let me snap where I want. Will it let me snap here? So let's do that. This will open up a very funny business, a smaller house, and give us some pedestrian cut-throughs right there in the middle of our block, which is good. They can then cross almost immediately here. Maybe we move that. So if I go back to roads with that crossings mod, you can right-click to remove, and we could set it at least immediately across from the from that pedestrian path. Now, cutting this way doesn't really save people a lot of time, but there are some of these neighborhoods up here that might be better served with some kind of cut-through happening. We have to move a couple people out to do it. That is roads. I was like, why is that taking up so much space? So let's do something like this. We'll just connect this down to here. We will do the same thing right there. I don't suspect this is going to cause a lot of traffic, so we will pedestrian crossing. We'll move it down one notch. So, you know, is that a little close? Yeah, it is, but there's also not a lot of traffic happening over here on this part of the map. Now, I've already kind of de-zoned over here accidentally, but it's letting the house stay. So let's just get rid of that. Right, and then we've kind of got a way. Do we move people out here? So what if we do this? Can we delete this second half? No, we can't. Because I kind of want that to go to the corner right here. Let's try and come in and freeform. Ugh. Can we anarchy this without deleting the road? Oh, without deleting the house? Apparently not. Okay. So let's make sure that's all rezoned. So we will get some houses moving back in there. What about over here? I wish we could zone in on that. I think you can if you use special zonable pedestrian roads, but it would be kind of nice to at least have something in there. Maybe a park object or something. Where are those hiding now? City parks, what do we have? You know, do we do like a little park plaza right there? Something? A gazebo at least? Do that? Does that have any parks effect on the area? Okay, back in here. Let's drop a couple more quick. So this block is relatively well connected, right? I mean, I can get lots of places on foot pretty fast. We've got a cut through over here. Maybe we get a cut through where people can connect over to this block. And then I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So why don't we do kind of the same thing that we did over there We're going to move somebody out. In fact, I think there's one tiny little house right there. If they'll let me snap. I know I could turn snapping off, but that's no fun. That's part of the challenge. It's like a little mini game. So let's go there. I have anarchy on. Let me make sure and turn that off. Nope. Come on. Right there. Let's get a little funky with this, and we'll connect this up. Connect this up this way. So it doesn't have to be straight shot across all the way. So we'll do that, and then can we connect? Let's freeform. We'll connect to kind of the middle of that block. That should get everything connected okay. Now I've got some different ways that I can cut through there. Let's get rid of some of our down trees, and maybe I'll do a quick scan of the roadways for rocks and trees. It's weird. It depends on like how far in you zoom. Is that a... We'll get rid of that for you. City service, removing boulders from people's yards. Removing a boulder from that parked car. Oh, do we have a couple of commercial businesses tucked in there? So we've got some people moving around on foot now. We've got a new little strip of commercial over here. This is definitely I think this is an asset that I downloaded. So what are we kind of squeezing back here, you know? Do we tighten this up so that it's right on the back of that block? I think that we do. And maybe if we go into roads, I could use something different here. So let's go roads. 2-lane Plain Street. 2-lane Plain Street without sidewalks, but available parking spaces. Supports local traffic. 2-lane alley. Suitable for neighborhood traffic. Looks like it has no parking, but does have sidewalks, I think. Okay. Right, so that just comes up right behind the other the commercial properties here. And if we have something like a parks maintenance building or something like that, where would that be? In here? Park maintenance building. Do we have one of these? We don't have one of these, do we? Okay, so let's get that in here. Does that fit right there? It won't fit right there. It does fit right here without stepping on any other zoning, so maybe we do that. It also looks like it's a little flatter. We come down here just a little bit, so let's see what that looks like. You know, it's away from a residential neighborhood. People are unhappy about that. You're unhappy about having about your parks getting serviced? Okay, whatever. It's not like it's creating a bunch of noise or anything, right? Creating a really weird slope there, but I'm okay with that. At least where it's tucked in here, like it doesn't not make sense. We could smooth this out a bit. Oh, sorry. Our bridge to our island over here. Concerts happening. Got to work on this. This is really just kind of plopped in there. This is something I did off camera. I think I talked about that in one of the last episodes. But I think if we start to, like, you know, finalize these little ideas, it gives us ways to compartmentalize and bite off these little segments of the city and do things like this. We'll work on, you know, pedestrian traffic. We'll work on fine-tuning, you know, little details of the city and kind of go from there. One thing I do kind of want to do, is I might want to create this as an underpass, but you have to go so far. Not technically underground, but carve a slot, run it on the ground, and then run the highway over that. I think I would like that better, but this piece that needs to be kind of flat, and maybe the highway just needs to come up and over or under it at that part. Maybe we sink this highway strip. I mean, we could do it so easy with Move It. That's the thing. It's cheating. Sorry, console players. Watch this. I still am very much in that console mindset. So let's start here, right? And we're gonna grab all these nodes basically. And there's different ways you could do this. You could use the selection tool and select only roads. It's a little bit curved and it's a little bit mixed in here. So I don't mind coming in here and shift clicking on all these to select all these different nodes. We got to be careful when we come under here that we're selecting underneath and not the nodes that are on top for the footbridge. So let's do this. Let's select all those things and let's sink it down a bit. Right, just enough. Right, I think that works. We can smooth out the slope on either side. Come down just a little bit more. Because we want to bring this down now. Right, like that. It's so fun to see them all adjust on the fly like that. Now, how are we for clearance? I think that's good. So, I mean, there's a little bump there, right? It makes a little bit more sense. So, what we can do now, because this is a real mess, is we want to select everything that we want to smooth out, which is technically all of this. All of these nodes in here. In fact, let's grab up to here and we can smooth all those out. Let's see what this does. Sometimes it's a little funky if you pick a bunch of different things. So height, slope objects, cleans up a little bit of our mess here. And then down here, I mean, since we don't really need as much leeway because we're not cutting under anything, so grab everything that you want to smooth the slope of, which I think coming down there is fine. So we can see this little dip there. And we do that one more time, so we could include this and then smooth the slope like all the way down to here. That should be good. So let's do that one more time. Smooth slope. And it's a little cut out here. This should help the noise. It makes this nice and smooth, although we may want to look at elevating this bridge a little bit. I mean, usually bridges are a little bit elevated above the roadway, but it works. It definitely works. I think in one of the next episodes, we'll still clean up some of the assets that are in here. Maybe more townhouses and condo type buildings on some of the main drags, and then, you know, houses in the smaller grid work behind. But we do have to come in and clean up the campus a little bit, and kind of move some things around where we finally want to have those rest. We can clean up over here a bit in the industrial area. There's just a lot of traffic, a lot of stuff happening over here. I do need to come back and redo this. This is just defying physics here, and we will correct that at some point. Also, maybe I can correct the plane routes, because I did see some of them arriving from some pretty funny angles. They just touched down and immediately took off. That is not what this airport is for. Think about where we're at, right? We're building this after a Hawaiian island. You're in the middle of the Pacific. You need gas. Chances are you need gas. So you should at least stop and buy some gas from us. Just recommending. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I know it wasn't super productive, but honestly, at this stage in the city, I really just want to come up with some cinematics of the edge of the map. I think that would be really exciting for us. Not 100% sure what that was, but there will be more of those. It happens now that we have 81 tiles. It wants to show us things that are happening on the road, and sometimes those things are happening on the very edge of the map in the fog. So a couple rocks already in the cinematics. We'll get there. Just hold on. So lots of fun stuff we could do, like hooking up the train on that. Or is that totally disconnected? Is that the one I dropped in? I don't know. We've got lots to do. So come back, stay tuned, and learn a little bit about city building in the process. Or some of you know a lot more than me. Some of you are just here for the mistakes and the squirrel moments and the edge, fog, ocean, whatever. Okay. If you enjoyed, likes, comments, shares, they all help. They're all greatly appreciated. And you should subscribe if you're new and hit the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. If you'd like to support the channel, links to that and lots of other things in the description down below. Lots of tuning and tweaking yet to be done. Tune in for another fun project soon. I'm hopefully getting back to a regular upload schedule. Another fire, no big deal. It's my sign. It's time to get out of here before the entire map bursts into flames. But it'll probably happen either way. So tune in for that. Stay tuned for fire. Stay tuned for distractions. And I should save it before it lags out on me. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, move the mouse. Signing off.